Okay, I guess his issue is the engraving items are useful, tend to be so impactful. There is really no reason to use anything else. Not necessarily. His issue was that he's probably a PvE Andy, and anything that is PvP is useless for him, so it's useless for everyone, which is not true, right? So yeah, that's basically how it is. So yeah, it has its uses, and yes, they could probably streamline it, you know. But still, as I said, if you streamline it too much, then you can't what can you do then if you have like back to back? Later in Kalaligos, there is a stagger into counter into destruction. If you use grenade on stagger, you cannot break it then, because now you don't have grenade for destruction. So yeah. So it's a good transition for Ding Dong based on like Plasmodium's question about the card or something like that. So for context, right, you know, why is which the card is more interesting? It wouldn't change anything. They would just go with like the what's the name, the best card. So yeah, that's just how it is. So it doesn't matter if you change the card system to make it more interesting or not. It's worthless. But in any case, we're moving on to this one as well. It's the same thing right here. It's by this guy. This guy has been in the forum 24/7. This guy is a forum chatter. Forum chatter. So yeah, like I recognize the name already. If I recognize the name, that means like I've seen it a few times. But yeah, but his complaint was this right here. So this is his complaint right here. If 90% of the things in the game are useless, does that mean the game is useless? So this is like some of the people that like basically are like kinda ignorant, I guess, but it's not their fault. Let's say they're a PvE Andy, so they think that like Fortitude useless, that's useless, this useless. There is a use for it, it's just not for you. So yeah, it's just the usual. It's the forum chatter right here. So in forum chatter, if everything is good, then everything, aka bosses and whatnot, should be stronger. But yeah, I don't know. This is just right there. This is just part of it. But yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, apparently most of the engravings are useless. See, this is what I meant right there. It's not actually. There are some that are useless, like necromancy and like you know, let's say shield piercing. But there is a use for that for Smilegate. Is to basically saturate like the market, so you don't always get good stuff. If everything you get is good, then nothing is good. So yeah, in the end, even like you say like same thing with Plasmodium, right? You know, you're gonna say that like, you know, man, dude, I wish there is more engraving, right, that you can use. Well, you can, but you're gonna use 5 of the best anyway, right? In the end, you're gonna use 5 of the best. So what's the difference? It's the same thing, right? 5 by 3, 5 by 3 of the best one. That was it basically. So in the end, it's the same thing. But most engraving has its use, is just not always for PvE, for example. So yeah, most of the content we do are useless. Only useful things to do are raids and dailies to be able to keep up with the gatekeeping of newer contents. Hell, even most battle items are useless. It's actually useful, especially for PvP and stuff like that. You will use some of the other grenades to in like Procel as well, for example. So for example, Earth Grenade. Earth Grenade slows down enemy, right? It works on Procel, on normal mode. Not in hard mode though. But it works on Procel right there, for example. So you don't normally use that, but now it's useful here. So on specific circumstances. So there is that as well. So I do think that like there is a lot of like battle item. I wish they can like basically like, you know, make them into one. But you cannot make them into one. Because what if like, let's say the boss has like stagger and destruction back to back. You throw your grenade for the stagger, and then you don't have grenade for the destruction now. So either way, like you have to split some of them as well. They could probably streamline it a bit though, but well, either way, you have to design the content around it probably. But yeah, so I mean like the argument is like, I guess like it has some merit, you know. Yes, there are some that maybe like they can streamline it a bit, but most of the time right there, like not so much actually. So yeah, there has been uses here and there. So it has been years in care already. They didn't even bother patching it one bit because they didn't need to. So yeah, does it show how much devs care for their game? It shows how much you care the game, because you don't even know that, like, you know, most of the things are actually useful only on certain cases though. So yeah, all the lightning, nade, ice nade and stuff have zero use whatsoever. It's useful in PvP. What are you talking about? It freezes enemies. What are you talking about? In GVG, have you not used that? No wonder you're not like rank 1 GVG, but sure. So yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, I guess his issue is the engraving items are useful, tend to be so impactful. There is really no reason to use anything else. Not necessarily. His issue was that he's probably a PvE Andy, and anything that is PvP is useless for him, so it's useless for everyone, which is not true, right? So yeah, that's basically how it is. So yeah, it has its uses, and yes, they could probably streamline it, you know. But still, as I said, if you streamline it too much, then you can't what can you do then if you have like back to back? Later in Kalaligos, there is a stagger into counter into destruction. If you use grenade on stagger, you cannot break it then, because now you don't have grenade for destruction. So that's why like there is use for it. So yeah, I mean yes, it's niche, but there is still some use out of it. So yeah, that's just how it goes basically. So yeah, does it mean that devs only care about 10% of the game, which is Legion rate plus classes and nothing else, and that they don't have team fix this 90% of uselessness cuff engraving stats? So no, you're the one that only care about 10% of the game. That's why you think that 90% else is useless, because it's not for you, it's for someone else. That's just how it is, If you wanna argue otherwise, then you can, I guess. But I mean they don't have to take your feedback, because there are still some uses here and there. But yeah, that's just how it is. I mean, yeah, again, as I said, right, I'm not saying that it's totally wrong. What I'm saying is that this one right here is there is use of it, it's just not for you. So it's like saying that it's hard to put into practice in let's say in a Lost Ark, but let's say in general of an MMO right there, some people think that raid is useless in other MMO. Why? Because you're playing the game for ERP, so raid is useless, right? And then you go to the forum and complain that they should delete raid, man, it's useless for 90% of the player, because 10% of the player is the raider, 90% is ERP, like Final Fantasy for example, maybe something like that basically. Why is this guy so obsessed with 10%? I don't know. So yeah, why even bother playing a game that is only 10% complete and updated? Well, question is why do you even bother playing then? Why are you here then? He just fixed his own problem, dude. He's just fix his own problem, dude. I don't know, man. Yeah, in WoW, if you don't care about mythic raids, you can get better gear from dungeons, so why bother raiding? So yeah, that's the argument, right? Basically, it's just well, stupid argument in a way. Either way. But he solved his own problem already, so yeah, why even bother playing the game? I mean, he shouldn't play it, I guess. He should play something else. So, what else can we do, right? Yeah, even the tier 3 horizontal is useless already. Is only meaningful island left is up to tier 2. This market lose 90% of their useful devs over the years that we are stuck with this endless loop of nothingness. Nah, NAU lost 90% of their brain cells, so that's more like it, bro. Well, I wouldn't say NAU, I guess. It's just this guy, Just this guy. That's too much of a general, man. I don't know, man. Partly devs only caters to 10% of the population, which are whales. Yeah, well, I don't know. This guy was molding about something. I don't know what he was molding about, but either way. I don't know, man. In Black Desert, you can whale and get gear. Why they make us grind? Piet, tell this guy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Why is Scrapper not getting Giga Nerf? I don't think it needs Giga Nerf. It's doing just fine, so yeah. So there is that right there. Super easy to play. Well, I don't know about that. I guess maybe in a story mode, maybe it's super easy to play. Okay, probably sick and getting tired of getting useless engraving in chaos. Oh, that is actually true. Maybe that's why, he got he doesn't get good stuff in chaos dungeon, and that's why he was molding. Maybe he doesn't get 200,000 a gold drop. But then if everything is good, every drop is not 200,000. Every drop is 500 then. So you don't get anything anyway in the end. So basically that's the complaint. Basically he wants to get a lot of gold, I guess. That's what he wants right there. So yeah. that was it. Yeah, I don't know what he was molding about as well, but that's the case, I guess. 90%. Well, in any case right here, if any of you agree with it, I mean to be fair, the solution is right here, I guess. I don't know. If you think that the game is only 10% complete and updated, then wait for it to be 100% then, I guess. And play other game that is 100% in the meantime. 100% for you. Probably play Mayhem Zerg. I don't know, I guess. Not sure. There are some niche uses again, as I said, repeat again here. It's not to say that it's wrong. There are some that can maybe be streamlined a bit. But most of like the thing are actually like has some uses. Maybe like some of the battle item can be split. Maybe like let's say you have like 3 different grenade or 4 different grenade maybe, instead of like having like maybe like 10. But yeah, something like that. So maybe you can do that. Engraving wise, I think it's fine right now. So yeah, there is just some useless one to populate like the loot table. There is some that is useful in PvP, and there is some that is useful for PvE. That's just how it goes, I guess. But yeah. Or you can complain to like Smilegate developer to delete PvP because like only 10% plays PvP, right? So yeah, you can complain for that. I don't think that should be the case though. But yeah, Lutera Horn meta. The game revolves around getting resource, spending them, and going back and forth of this, but that's a MMO genre for you. This genre is not for him. This is not the first time he complains about actually, because I recognize the name in the forum. I don't know what else he complained about though. So yeah, I wonder. But yeah, ain't that a horde? Ain't there horde usage strat in Helvicus? Yeah, for the tentacles. Yep, you use the Lutheran horn. You used it for like when you're buzzing as well. So in the end, you find a use out of it, right? So you delete that, and now it's hard to buzz or something like that. That kind of thing. But yeah, Sacred Bomb in Clown, Corrosion in Kungulanium. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's half seems okay to me. Do we use any other bombs than Sleep, Stagger Dark? Sleep, Stagger Dark, Sacred Charm, what's the name? Sacred Grenade, Destruction, Stagger Grenade, Corrosive. Most of the things you can find use out of it. So yeah, even like let's say the Freeze Grenade and also like the Lightning Grenade. So yeah, because that's CCs right there for PvP and for Procel. So yeah. Flame grenade for damage and like multi-hit. Let's say to break people from prison, right? If you get imprisoned, you throw flame grenade. So either way, you can find the use out of it, right? Yes, it's niche, right? Maybe you can put like, you know, streamline it maybe like into 4 different type of grenade maybe. But the point is basically like, you know, you're gonna complain that like most of it is useless anyway. So yeah, clay grenade in GVG and also Procel. So yeah, you're about to use stun grenade in Procel as well. Yep, basically. Yeah, do invisibility have a use? Yes. Kiting for like kiting the ghoul in Iliakan. So yeah, and also in PvP. Yes, they do have a use. But yeah, that's basically how it is right there. Got no idea what this guy is on about. No, his argument is like yes in his point of true is in his point of view. Because like let's say he doesn't play PvP, so any PvP grenade is worthless for him. But it's not designed for him, right? There is a use of it in the game. So yeah, this is like if 90% of things in the game are useless for him, does that mean that the game is useless for him? Probably yes. It's personal, man. It's personal. But yeah, that's just how it is right there. So if this guy wants to go down this rabbit hole, video games for the most part are useless. It's useful for a very, very small portion of people. In general, even raids are useful for a small portion of people. Because other MMO doesn't focus on the raid. 90% are like casual NDs doing normal raids, and nobody does like the high-end raid. 10%. Does that mean the game is useless? Not at all, right? Either way. So either way. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, we were talking about this later. It was just a transition because like same with like Plasmodium was asking about card. Most of the card is like useless, it's like straightforward. You just run Lyro Salvation if you're DPS, Lost Bin Clip if you're support. Yeah, but if you add like more card, make it more interesting. If it's not better than Lyro Salvation, no one would run it. If it's better, then everyone would run that. So what's the difference? Same thing, right? Same thing. So yeah. You can wish that the card system is interesting. The card system is actually interesting. There is Lyro Salvation for all elementals. Interesting, right? You can run any of that. Sure. But you can just run the Lyro Salvation and like works on like most things. Plus some bosses in Legion are weak to light, which just happen to line up. That's why everyone use it. But yeah, in any case, that's just how it goes right there. That's what we were talking about right here. It's just about like the things in game here. Miss Ragnarok card system, didn't play Ragnarok, so I don't know. So yeah, I was intrigued when I saw that Wardancer can use that back attack elemental damage 1 instead of Lyro Salvation. That's a unique case though. So yeah. Well, either way, the point is basically there are like uses here and there. But yeah. no matter how much is actually viable. The game brings me enjoyment. Yep. Yeah, well, there are other unique cases because like a flame damage card set is better for bosses that are weak to flame. So yeah, it's just that like you find that in like Guardians, and it doesn't really matter that much for Guardian. And the raid that matters, like the Legion raid, most of them are weak to light. So yeah, maybe later when we're in Petrania and fight the demons, they'll be weak to like basically like wait, no, it's still weak to light, I guess. Either way, when they change their elemental, we'll just change our card to suit it. Simple as that. So yeah. Well, in any case, let's move on then. Let's move on. That's just how it is. Let's move on.